It started like every love and hip-hop moment does. Quiet glances, whispers backstage, producers on edge. But no one expected what would happen next. Filming had just resumed after a short break. Amara La Negra had walked onto set looking radiant, confident, completely unaware that her world was about to erupt. Across the room, Princess Love sat stiff in her chair, jaw tight, fingers clenching her phone like it had just punched her in the gut, because it practically had. A leak, a thread of late-night text messages, Ray J's name all over them. And the worst part? The texts weren't to Princess. They were to Amara. "You looked fire today," one read. "Let's meet up without the cameras," another said. And then, the kicker. "I always wondered what it would have been like with you instead. The internet had barely caught wind of it, but Princess already knew." And when Amara smiled her way and said, "Hey sis," that was it. Without warning, Princess stood up, marched straight across the set, and slapped Amara in front of the entire cast and crew. Security rushed in. Castmates screamed. And just like that, filming stopped, production froze, and the show found itself in its biggest scandal yet. And what followed next shocked everyone. The silence after the slap was louder than anything the cameras could have captured. Everyone froze. Amara's hand instinctively went to her cheek, her eyes wide, not in pain, but in disbelief. The crew, stunned, didn't move, at first. Even the production director, who'd seen fights, meltdowns, walkouts, and breakdowns, stood speechless. No one thought Princess Love would actually put hands on Amara. Not her. Not this way. Not while the cameras were rolling and the cast had just started to rebuild after months of off-screen tension. Amara didn't react violently. She didn't scream, didn't slap back. She stood tall, blinking slowly, breathing heavier, her lips pressed tight. It was like she was holding back a tidal wave. Princess, on the other hand, was trembling, her face flushed, her chest heaving, tears already welling in her eyes. She didn't speak right away. She just stood there, fists still clenched at her sides, and then the words came, sharp like glass. "You were supposed to be my sister." Amara swallowed hard, still holding her cheek. "What are you talking about?" Princess laughed bitterly. "Don't play dumb. Those messages, those damn messages." Someone in the crew shouted for security, but the scene had already shifted. It wasn't a brawl. It was deeper, more dangerous. This wasn't about a petty fight. It was about betrayal. Ray J was nowhere on set that day, but his name was suddenly on everyone's lips. The messages had surfaced just hours before filming began. Leaked from a burner phone, screenshots had been sent to multiple cast members anonymously. The texts were explicit, not in a physical sense, but emotionally. They suggested months of late-night conversations, playful flirting, and most damaging of all, emotional infidelity. "I wish I could be around you without the world watching. You get me in a way she never has." Sometimes I wonder if I picked wrong. All allegedly from Ray J, all allegedly sent to Amara. And while no one could confirm the authenticity of the messages at first, the timing couldn't have been worse. Princess had already been dealing with rumors about Ray J's absence during production, their off-camera arguments, and his distant behavior at home. But the messages, they were the final crack in a dam that had been leaking for months. Amara stepped forward slightly. Her voice was lower now, more controlled. "Princess, whatever you think you saw, it's not what it looks like." "Then explain it!" Princess snapped, her voice shaking. "Explain why my man is texting you at 2 in the morning talking about regrets." Amara took a deep breath. "I don't owe you an explanation for something I didn't start. You need to talk to Ray." The word stung more than a slap. The room was dead silent. The rest of the cast sat frozen. Trina, who was on set for a guest appearance, whispered to her stylist, "This is about to go left. Quick." Finally, the executive. Producer stepped in, waving the cameras off. "Cut the feed. We're done for today." But the damage was done, and the internet wasn't far behind. Within hours, footage of the slap leaked from someone's phone. Grainy, shaky, but real. Princess Love slaps Amara La Negra over Ray J text scandal started trending on every platform. Fans took sides. Some said Princess was justified. Others called the act humiliating and violent. Many demanded answers. Ray J stayed silent, at least publicly, but privately, he was panicking. According to a source close to the set, Ray J was texting both women non-stop. begging Princess to talk and asking Amara not to speak to the press. "It's not what you think," was the phrase he used over and over, but Amara wasn't buying it anymore. That night, Amara posted a black screen to her Instagram story. No caption. Just silence. Her phone buzzed endlessly. Messages from cast members, bloggers, even producers asking her to give her side before the media ran wild with speculation. But Amara wasn't interested in fixing it. Not right away. She needed time. Meanwhile, Princess went live. The video was shaky, her voice raw. "I'm not proud of what happened," she said, eyes red. "But y'all don't understand the hurt. You don't understand what it feels like to sit next to someone, smiling in your face while texting your man behind your back." She paused. "I thought Amara was real. I thought she had my back." But clearly that was never the case. The comments blew up. Fans were split. Some called her out for putting hands on someone. Others cheered her on, calling her a queen for standing up for herself. But the question still remained. Were the texts real? 2 days later, a bombshell dropped. The Shade Room posted what appeared to be full conversation threads between Ray J and Amara. Unblurred, dated, screenshots that showed not just flirty messages, but Amara responding. "Lol, stop. You always say that. You're just saying that because you're mad at Princess. We can talk in person if it's easier." The post didn't confirm a physical affair, but the emotional tone was undeniable. Amara stayed quiet for another 24 hours. Then finally, she went live, sitting in her dressing room, makeup free, eyes tired, but voice steady. "I want to clear the air. First of all, I never crossed that line with Ray." "Yes," he messaged me. "Yes," I responded. "I shouldn't have." But it never went beyond that. I never met up with him. I never tried to ruin their relationship. She looked directly into the camera. "But let's stop acting like men don't play both sides." He reached out to me. And I was dumb enough to believe he just needed a friend. The comment section exploded. Fans poured in with support. Others accused her of being manipulative. Some even asked for the full phone logs. And somewhere, behind the scenes, Ray J was watching. It all unfolded like a wildfire he couldn't contain. What came next? No one was ready for. The firestorm only got worse from there. Within 12 hours of Amara's live, blogs had picked apart every sentence. Fans were posting side-by-sides of her past interactions with Ray J, and cast members, who had stayed silent, started dropping hints. The speculation wasn't dying, it was multiplying. Then, without warning, Ray J made his first move. Not a post, not a tweet. He pulled up to set, unannounced. Producers weren't expecting him. Security wasn't prepped. But Ray didn't care. He walked in like a man with something to prove, head down, hoodie on, ignoring the cameras that immediately began to roll. Amara was already there, seated with her makeup artist halfway through a glam session for a green screen confessional. When she saw him walk in, her whole body tensed. "Are you serious right now?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Ray didn't blink. "I had to talk to you." "You could have called," she said coldly. "Like you always do at 2 in the morning." Everyone stopped what they were doing. Ray took a deep breath and sat across from her, hands clasped. "Look, I messed up. I sent those messages. I got in my feelings and I said things I shouldn't have. But I swear to God, I never meant to hurt you. Or Princess." Amara looked away, fighting the lump in her throat. "You used me." "No," Ray said, leaning forward. "I was stupid and selfish, but it wasn't about using you. I was venting, and you listened. That's it." "Nah," she cut him off. "You made me feel like you cared. You made me think I was different. And you knew what you were doing." The room was heavy with tension. Cameras caught every expression, every pause, every unspoken truth between them. Then Amara dropped the bomb. "Princess isn't the only one you've been texting." Ray froze. And just like that, the second wave of drama detonated. Cut to hours later, Princess pulling up to her best friend's apartment, phone in hand, scrolling through the messages sent to her by another woman who claimed Ray had also been messaging her. Not flirtation, not playfulness, but full-on "I miss you" texts. Princess was livid, betrayed all over again. Not just by Amara, not just by Ray, but by the entire reality she thought she was living in. She went live again. This time, there were no tears, just fire. "I'm not going to be quiet anymore," she said, pacing her kitchen. "I've been loyal. I've been patient. I've let so much slide. But the minute I confront someone, I'm labeled emotional, dramatic. No, I'm done." Fans rallied behind her. Hashtags like "Dog Protect Princess" and "Dog Amara Exposed" started trending. Think pieces flooded the internet. Was Amara complicit in the betrayal, or just another pawn in Ray's endless ego game? And then came the unexpected twist. Someone leaked a voice. Note, allegedly from Ray J, a 30-second clip, clearly recorded during a private call where he says, "Look, I got love for both of them, but I'm not built for this. I be feeling like I'm stuck between what I want and what's right." It was vague, but the timing was damning. Amara had had enough. She called an emergency meeting with producers and refused to continue filming, unless her side was fully aired. "Y'all not about to villainize me while this man gets to sit back and be mysterious," she told them. To calm tensions, production arranged a sit-down between Amara and Princess. Just the two of them, in a closed set with minimal crew and no audience. It was supposed to be peaceful, but peaceful wasn't in the cards. The moment they sat down, it was clear the wounds were still fresh. Amara started, her voice calm but firm. "I want to apologize. Not because I was guilty of cheating with your man, but because I should have shut it down sooner." Princess didn't flinch. "You should have never replied." Amara nodded. "You're right." Princess leaned forward. "You're a woman. You know how this goes. You saw the signs, and instead of warning me, you entertained it." Amara's voice cracked. "I didn't want to believe he was serious." "But you wanted him to be," Princess said. The air sucked out of the room. Amara blinked fast, tears forming. "No, I wanted someone to care, even if it was fake." That broke something in Princess. Her shoulders softened. The rage dimmed. Just for a second. "We're all broken in this business," she said. "But that don't mean we get to break each other." The conversation lasted another hour. Some tension faded. Some stayed. They didn't hug it out. They didn't leave as best friends. But for the first time, they spoke to each other, not at each other. And when they walked off set, they did it. Separately, but silently, which, for love and hip-hop, was a miracle in itself. Meanwhile, Ray J had disappeared from the spotlight again, but his silence wouldn't last long because someone was about to drop his full phone history. And when it surfaced, the entire narrative would flip. It started with a DM. A fan page run by a group of love and hip-hop superfans posted a mysterious story. We got the tea, full phone logs, all of them. It's worse than y'all think. No one took it seriously, at first. There had already been so many leaks, so many half-baked claims, that it felt like just another attention grab. But then, the screenshots dropped. Thousands of text messages, timestamps, contact names, even voicemails transcribed and matched to audio clips that were never meant to see the light of day. And at the center of it all, Ray J. The messages spanned months, not just to Amara La Negra, not just to one side chick, but to at least 4 different women, each thread laced with the same charm, the same promises, the same lines. You know you always got a place in my heart. She don't understand. Me like you do. I'll leave her if you just say the word. Screenshots showed flirty messages the same night he was filming with Princess. Birthday shoutouts while on set with Amara. Even one conversation where he promised a weekend getaway the day after he publicly posted about recommitting to family. The internet caught fire. This wasn't drama anymore. This was full-blown exposure. Blogs ran headlines like Ray J's. Burner phone scandal explodes and Princess and Amara both played? Fans demand answers. Fans were enraged. Not just at Ray J, but at the system around him that kept enabling this behavior. Princess was silent. Amara disappeared. The entire cast seemed to go underground, until Mona Scott stepped in. Yes, the Mona Scott, the creator of the show, the mastermind behind every reunion, confrontation, and redemption arc, went live, and she wasn't smiling. "I'm stepping in because things have gone too far," she said. This show is about real stories, but we don't tolerate manipulation, especially when it hurts women who trusted the process. In other words, Ray J was out, temporarily suspended from filming. Production halted all scenes involving him. He was told to submit a formal statement or risk permanent removal. Amara, who had been quiet for days, finally posted a single tweet. He fooled everyone, including me. It was short but heavy. Princess, on the other hand, dropped a full video. No filters, no background music, just her, speaking her truth. I knew about one. I knew about 2. But 4 women being told the same things while I was trying to rebuild our marriage? I'm humiliated. I'm angry. But more than anything, I'm done. She paused, then added, and to the women involved, you don't owe me loyalty, but you owe yourselves better. That last line struck a chord with fans. It went viral within minutes. It was shared by major celebs, reposted by empowerment pages, and quoted in op-eds about toxic cycles in the entertainment industry. But the silence from Ray J still deafening. So Mona made another move. She organized a last-minute cast-only summit. No crew, no production, just a private off-camera meeting for everyone to speak freely about what had happened and how to move forward. Princess showed up. Amara came too. Even Trina, who had been a neutral party until now, was there to mediate. But Ray J, he didn't show. Instead, he sent a letter. Read aloud by Mona. The letter was written in his own handwriting, filled with crossed-out lines and rushed words. To Princess and Amara, and to everyone I hurt, I messed up. I let ego and attention get the best of me. I said things I didn't mean. I made promises I couldn't keep. I lost sight of who I was trying to be. And now I've lost the respect of 2 women I cared about more than anything. I'm sorry. I don't expect forgiveness. I just want peace. The room went quiet. Not out of sympathy, but exhaustion. because it was too late for apologies. Princess stood up and walked out first. Amara followed moments later, her eyes down, hands folded across her chest. Neither woman cried. They had cried. Enough. Instead, the next day, both dropped announcements. Princess was launching a new wellness brand focused on emotional healing, self-worth, and recovery. "This is for the women who stayed too long," her campaign said. Amara announced a foundation focused on empowering Afro-Latina girls in the industry. "We've been invisible too long. No more," her post read. The fans were inspired. For once, the narrative wasn't controlled by the man who caused the mess. It belonged to the women who survived it. But drama never sleeps in reality TV, because while the world was busy praising Princess and Amara's strength, a new video leaked. An old reunion special, never aired, where Ray J is caught backstage whispering to a producer, "Amara different, she's special. If I wasn't married." That clip? It reignited everything, because it wasn't just the messages, it was the mindset. Ray J wasn't just reckless, he was intentional. And the fans, they were officially done defending him. Cancellation hashtags trended for days. Sponsors pulled back from his side businesses. Even cast members who had previously stayed out of it began speaking up. Shay Johnson posted, "When you play with multiple women's lives, you lose everything. Period." Trina tweeted, "These women deserve more than edits and apologies. They deserve justice." And somewhere, quietly, Princess was filing papers, not just for separation, but for full custody. And the world braced itself, because what came next would change love and hip-hop history forever. The court documents hit TMZ first. Sealed, yes, but that didn't stop the insiders from talking. Princess Love was done playing private. She had filed for full custody of the children, citing repeated emotional trauma, dishonesty in the presence of the minors, and dangerous patterns of behavior as her reasons. What shocked fans most was not that she filed. It was the timing. Just 2 days after Ray J's handwritten apology letter, while the internet was still processing his messy burner phone scandal, Princess made her boldest move yet. And the message was clear. This wasn't just about heartbreak anymore. This was about protection. Ray J didn't respond publicly. No tweet, no live, not even a story. He was quiet in a way fans had never seen before. But behind the scenes, he was scrambling. According to multiple sources, Ray had been trying to meet with Princess privately, off camera, without legal teams, just one-on-one. But she refused. "There's nothing to talk about," she reportedly texted him. "You had your chances. All of them." Amara, meanwhile, had gone completely silent again, until a clip surfaced from an upcoming season teaser. It was Amara sitting in a confessional, wiping her eyes with the back of her hand. "I didn't want this," she said. "I didn't want to be part of this mess, but I let someone get in my head, and now I gotta live with what it's done to me. And to everyone else." The clip sent fans into an emotional frenzy. Some said she was taking accountability. Others said she was still playing victim, but everyone agreed the damage had already been done. Back at VH1 headquarters, execs were holding emergency meetings. Never before had a storyline escalated into legal action, public fallout, and media frenzy like this. Ratings were through the roof, yes, but they were now dealing with something far bigger than just reality TV drama. They were dealing with the collapse of an empire. Producers knew they had one last shot to shape the narrative, and so they planned the unthinkable. Private sit-down. Just Princess, Amara, and Ray J, no audience. No co-stars. Just the three of them, 3 chairs, and 1 moderator, Trina. When the news broke, fans lost their minds. Blogs ran headlines like "Princess, Amara, and Ray J to face off in secret taping," and "VH1 stages reality TV's most dangerous reunion." It was filmed on a Wednesday afternoon. No phones, no leaks, tight security. Even staff members were asked to sign strict NDA agreements. But even with all precautions, someone always talks, and that someone sent the full play-by-play to a gossip. Blog within hours. According to the leak, the sit-down started calmly. Princess spoke first. "I'm not here to argue. I just want clarity. I want to understand why 2 people I trusted let me sit in the dark while they played with fire." Amara stayed quiet. For a while, then she said, "I didn't play. I ignored my gut. I let flattery feel like love. And I hate that it hurt you. Ray tried to jump in, but Trina shut it down. "Let her speak," she told him. Amara continued, "When I responded to those messages, it wasn't because I wanted your man. It was because I was lonely, confused, and craving validation. That's not an excuse. That's my truth." Princess nodded slowly, then turned to Ray. "And you?" Ray J exhaled. "I was selfish. I was stupid. I didn't do this for clout. I stayed silent for months. I told him I was pregnant in private, and he told me, 'Don't mess up what I got with the show.'" She sniffled, holding up what she claimed was a voice recording of Ray J's response. "We'll talk about it, but not now. Not while the cameras are watching. I can't take another hit." It sounded like him. Same voice, same cadence, and that's all fans needed to drag him back into the flames. Twitter exploded. "Ray J got another baby mama? Princess dodged a bullet. Amara really got played that hard?" Even former cast members who had stayed far from the drama started weighing in. Brooke Valentine tweeted, "I thought he was wild when I worked with him. This is next level." Manice Slaughter posted, "Girl, don't hold back. Drop every receipt." And drop receipts she did. Crystal posted screenshots of flight confirmations, gift receipts, and even a baby registry, privately shared with Ray, listing his name under co-parent. Amara stayed completely silent. No posts, no reactions. Princess, however, had a different approach. She shared a photo of her kids playing on the beach with the caption, "The only babies I'm focused on." But even she couldn't escape the wave of media dragging the entire cast back into the storyline. VH1 saw the engagement spike again and moved quickly, releasing a teaser for an emergency follow-up reunion episode. The setup: Princess, Amara, Trina, and several castmates would sit down and react to the footage, the new allegations, and the current fallout. Ray J wasn't invited, and that decision alone created another online debate. Fans argued over whether he should be allowed to explain himself or whether this was the moment he finally had to face the consequences. When the episode aired, it opened with Trina saying, "We thought it was over." But apparently Ray had a whole other chapter. Princess watched the Crystal clip in real time during filming. The look on her face said it all: disgust, exhaustion, vindication. "I don't feel bad anymore," she said. "I gave him every chance to fix it, but he just kept choosing chaos." Amara, sitting quietly in the corner, finally spoke. "He didn't just lie to her, or me, or Crystal. He lied."